This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, you may be seeing more police in West Hazleton soon. We'll talk with the borough's police chief next. Good evening and thank you for joining us at FYI. I'm Ken Cara and thank you for watching FYI on SSPTV, broadcasting in beautiful HD on Service Electric Cablevision Channel 513. Here's your Thursday headlines from FYI in the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Firefighters responded to a brush fire in Hazel Township just before 1 p.m. Township Supervisor Bill Gallagher tells FYI that the fire started on the Rails to Trails and is working its way toward Ashmore Road. As many as 20 fire companies have responded. Gallagher said earlier that there were no houses near the path of the fire. He estimated that about 4 acres had been affected. Well, in a world of budget cuts and layoffs, one police department in our area is looking to expand. Lisa Sugart sat down with West Hazleton's police chief to talk about the positive things happening in his department.
They have a brand new police station, and now the West Hazleton Police Department is looking to increase in numbers. I'm pleased to welcome the chief, Brian Buglio, here to our studios today. Chief, things going quite well for the West Hazleton Police Department.
Yeah, things are actually going very well for us. As a lot of people know, in the last few years, our police department has increased. We got a new police department. Our equipment's all updated. We get new vehicles just about on a yearly basis. Compared to, just a short 10 years ago when we had one officer. So yeah, things are going very well for us.
Now you are looking to increase the size. What's the current number of officers you have and how far are you looking to expand?
Currently we have 3 full-timers. We are in the process right now of hiring another full-timer. But first we have to set up a civil service commission, and the borough is in the process right now of doing that. Hopefully by July we'll have that set up, and then we can advertise and we can test for the full-time position. We have 5 part-timers, and we're looking to increase our part-timers also. We just put an ad in the paper last week and accepting applications until the end of next week.
When you say you have to start that civil service commission, that's because you've gone over a certain amount of officers that requires you to do so.
Yeah, boroughs in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, anybody, when you have over 3 full-time officers, you then have to have a civil service commission, and they're actually in charge of doing the hiring then within the department. So we're over the 3 officers, and now we have to form that commission.
And you have a secretary as well you're hiring or have recently hired?
Yes, we've been trying to get this for quite some time, and we finally, the council agreed to it. We hired 2 secretaries that are going to man our office during the daytime hours. We're not 100% sure on the hours yet, but probably between 8 to 4 daily. And what it's going to do is it's going to increase the efficiency of the department. People are going to come in and now they're going to be able to speak to somebody, they're going to answer our phones, and they're going to do other tasks that aren't going to burden the police with it, that aren't police-related issues, but have to be done within the police department that they could take care of and overall increase the efficiency of the department, like I said.
Well, things are going well. I know there's been a subject involving police in the headlines recently. I didn't realize Pennsylvania was the only state in the country that does not allow local police departments to utilize radar. The state police can use it, but local municipalities cannot. So now there's a push on, I guess, trying to get that approved. What do you think of all this?
That's correct. We are the only ones that aren't allowed to use radar in Pennsylvania. Radar would be just another tool for us to enforce speed. I think it would be a good thing for municipalities to use radar. They've been trying for years now and have had it down in Harrisburg in order to allow us to use it. I'm not sure why we can't use it. It's no different than using an AccuTrack or a VASCAR or NRAD or any other speed timing device that are out there. So it would just be one more tool in our toolbox to use. So if we could use it, that'd be great. If not, I've been doing this 20 years without it. I'll continue to do it without it.
All right, well, we'll see if anything develops in the state legislature in regards to that. Thank you for coming in and updating us, and come back often and let us know how things are progressing.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
West Hazleton Police Chief Brian Buglio.
Thank you for that interview, Lisa. FYI told you that the Hazleton Area School Board voted recently to open up all coaching positions in the district for fall and winter sports. They plan to do the same with spring sports as well. The decision has prompted concern from some student athletes. The board's decision is the topic of a brand new episode of In Depth with host Rick Morelli. He talks with 2 members of the school board and 2 students who are questioning the move. Here's an excerpt.
I think it kind of comes down to, like, if you have an issue with that one coach or even this small group of coaches, like another question that's kind of raised is why not address those particular coaches? Because it's not like, you're singling anybody out as opposed to the rest. If you're, there's proof of issues with that certain coach. So as opposed to, just addressing that coach or, that small group of coaches that there's an issue with, instead of opening all the positions, because if you look back at the same thing, if you have a teacher that you have an issue with, or, a small group of teachers that you may be having issues with, generally it's, it's discussed with that teacher, the issues taken care of with that teacher. It's not, you don't decide to just, okay, well, let's open up all teaching positions, because, it's ridiculous to do. It's a waste of time, energy. So it's just kind of like, that's just another question that gets raised that a lot of people are asking, where if it comes down to these couple coaches, like you said, why open all positions?
So, go ahead.
I think we decided to open all of them because we just weren't sure where the issues were, and we weren't getting the information that we needed. And so to make sure that we were protecting all of the students in the school district, we needed to take a good look at all of the positions. And the teachers are a little bit different. No, you wouldn't get rid of all of the teachers, but they're protected under a union. So they have steps. Where we found out that with the coaches, there were no steps to correct deficiencies. I had asked Mr. Barletta that. Are there steps in place to correct deficiencies if you have them with the coaches? And there was not. And everyone got a satisfactory. Well, if we're hearing this information and everybody's review is satisfactory, there's a disconnect there. So we really wanted to take a good look at to see where the problem lies.
This episode of In Depth premieres tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. with rebroadcast Saturday at 10:30 p.m. and Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on SSPTV. Check your local listings for additional days and times. Staying with school news, 2 area high school seniors who attend a cyber charter school will be going to the prom. Jackie Miser and Austin Sturenchuk, who live in West Hazleton, will be attending the Hazleton Area High School prom tomorrow evening. The couple, who take online classes through Commonwealth Charter Connections Academy of Harrisburg, were initially told they would not be able to attend. But Superintendent of Schools Dr. Craig Butler notified Jackie via email last night that the couple are most welcome to attend. When 12-year-old Haley Kashak was asked to write a letter as an assignment by her 6th grade teacher, she had no idea what would happen next. Computer literacy teacher Catherine Chaudhry instructed her students at Valley Elementary Middle School to write a letter to the school principal, a friend, relative, or President Barack Obama. Haley chose the president, and her topic was gender inequality and why women aren't on our national currency. What Haley didn't know was that her teacher mailed the letter. The result, Haley received a response and photos from the president. Coming up next on FYI, we take another dive into our area's past with Charles McAwee from the Greater Hazleton Historical Society and Museum, and later we'll recap Hazleton area's latest win on the softball field.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Pleased to welcome back Charles McAwee, who is a board member with the Greater Hazleton Historical Society and Museum. Last time you were here, we were talking about the site where SSPTV was located, but now we're going to talk about more of the downtown and the role of architecture in the layout of the downtown.
That's right, Lisa. One firm in Philadelphia really shaped the physical character of the downtown that we see today. The firm was called Thomas, Martin, and Kirkpatrick. They were based in Philadelphia. And when Pardee Square, which is where we're sitting here today, developed in the mid-1920s, they were retained to build the Hazleton National Bank building and the Altamont. And the likely reason they were chosen was because Donald Kirkpatrick, the Kirkpatrick in the firm, he went to Lafayette College, and Lafayette at the time was endowed by the Pardee family. The president of Lafayette was Israel Platt Pardee, the son of Ariel, who's Hazleton's founding father. So they were retained to build not only the Hazleton National Bank and the Altamont, but also Christ Lutheran Church, which is just at the corner of Church and Green Streets.
Wow, so there's a lot of history with that church.
There is. That dates back to the 1860s. They broke off from the first German congregation in the city. And there was, I guess, a schism between that church, and they formed a new congregation. And the church that Thomas Martin and Kirkpatrick replaced had been built in the 1880s. But it's interesting to think at the time, German was the predominant language in the city. For the 1880s, 1890s, we often think Italian, Irish, Eastern European, but believe it or not, German was the main language spoken on the city streets. So in 1930, they completed the present Christ Lutheran Church. It was built to look like an English collegiate building. And that was what the firm was known for, building churches. They have built many churches in the city of Philadelphia, as well as academic buildings on the University of Pennsylvania's campus.
Wow. So when you look at a downtown, there's more than meets the eye.
Right, there's always a story. There are layers to that story. And when you look at the downtown, you can see the earliest high-rise building being the Markle Bank. That dates in 1910. But if you study the architectural styles and the people behind the designs of many of the buildings, you can see that the Roaring '20s, that was the height of the city's commercial development.
All right, always giving us great stories. We love hearing them. And if you would like to learn more about our area, we encourage you to please stop by the Greater Hazleton Historical Society Museum and find out a lot about what came before us here in Hazleton.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
What a beautiful day to be suspended high above downtown Hazleton on one of those historic buildings doing some work. Enjoy today because the next few days are not too bad, but not great. Here's our local weather forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, 30% chance of showers after 3 a.m., mostly cloudy with a low of 55 degrees while the south wind around 8 miles per hour. On Friday, showers and a possible thunderstorm mainly before 3 p.m. and then a chance of showers and thunderstorms after 3 p.m. as well. High near 66 degrees. New rainfall amounts between 1/4 and 1/2 of an inch possible. On Friday night, partly cloudy, we'll get down to 50 degrees. Saturday, 70% chance of showers, mainly after 2 p.m., partly sunny, high of 63. Saturday night, we're down in the 30s for our low. We have a 60% chance of showers, mainly before 8 p.m. Sunday, mostly sunny, we'll get up in the lower 50s, and then Sunday night, partly cloudy with a low of 37. Monday will be mostly sunny with a high of 55, and then Monday night, partly cloudy, low of 41 degrees. And now your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers here on FYI. Pick 2, 6, 4, pick 3, 0, 4, 4, pick 4, 3, 5, 1, 6, and pick 5, 5, 3, 7, 6, 2.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazleton. Treat yourself today.
Hello again and welcome to Law Talk. Today we're going to talk about another part of our auto insurance coverage. It's a very important part, a part that you don't have to buy, a part that you're not required to buy by law, but it's a part of the coverage that we think is very important, and that is uninsured motorist coverage and underinsured motorist coverage, and Alexis will tell you about that.
Uninsured and underinsurance coverage is not mandated by Pennsylvania law. So if you're filling out your insurance paperwork, you're looking to get insurance for a vehicle, you're not mandated to get the un- or underinsurance coverage. We strongly advise our clients to get the un- and underinsurance coverage for several reasons. One being individuals, we have deadbeat drivers, for example. You have a driver who wants to get a vehicle, wants to get their registration, they have car insurance, and then a couple months later they decide not to pay the premiums. Therefore, they become uninsured. If you're hit by an uninsured driver and you don't have uninsured coverage, then there's no remedy for you. There's no claim that you can take for recovery regarding that accident. For underinsurance coverage, if you're struck by somebody who has the minimal coverage, which would be $15,000, and you have significant injuries, then you're also in a tight spot, because if you don't have underinsurance coverage, you're not able to make a claim for additional recovery. And in Pennsylvania, the law says that $15,000 is the minimum coverage that one needs to have in order to be an insured driver on the road. Having said that, if you're struck with by somebody who has minimal coverage, that being $15,000, you have significant injuries, you have significant economic losses in the form of wage loss, you're not able to make a claim for recovery of that with your own insurance if you don't have the underinsurance coverage. So it's important to have both and underinsurance coverage as part of your insurance policy when you're looking at those options.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Scientists are still searching for a rule that governs everything. It's a deep, difficult task. The Wyoming Valley Conference is still trying to figure out the 2016 Hazleton area softball team. It's just as difficult. Just as sure as the sun rises and sets, the Lady Cougars keep winning and they move to 11-0 in the conference with an 8-1 victory over Wyoming Valley West on Wednesday. You could say it's easy to be positive when you're winning, but after talking with Hazleton area's new head coach Heather Dale, you get the feeling that even if the Lady Cougars were winless, she would still be sending out positive vibes.
I just feel that if they're under pressure, if they're nervous, they're not going to perform as well. So just constantly giving them confidence and praise.
That upbeat Lady Cougar attitude helped junior slugger Hope Kinney bust out of a slump in a big way on Wednesday. Kinney went 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs against Wyoming Valley West, and she led off the bottom of the 4th with this home run.
Yeah, you know, I just saw a nice little meatball coming in and you just take a swing at it. I wasn't really hitting that well, but my team backs me up throughout practice.
How do they do that? I mean, is it just through the actual cheering there? Is it just that they never really get down? Or?
Like at practices, they're always cheering me on, always at the plate, they always cheer me on and everything, and that just boosts me up.
I know you as a good hitter. You know, I come here today, you hit a home run, but even you go through slumps.
Yeah, everyone goes through slumps. You have a couple bad days, but it's how you fire back the next day. You gotta brush it off and then keep doing it better the next day.
So when you saw the pitch coming, were you like, this is it, this is the moment?
Yeah, this is the pitch. I was like, I gotta hit this one.
Kinney's homer put the Lady Cougars up 3-0, and it came after another shutdown inning from senior ace Celine Podlesny. Podlesny went the distance and picked up the win along with 3 strikeouts while only giving up 3 hits, 1 walk, and 1 run. The defense behind her was just as impressive. For example, check out this play from sophomore center fielder Rebecca Rossi. It's our FYI play of the game. How far back were you playing? It seemed like you came in a little bit. You're fast, and it seemed like you came in a bit.
I was pretty deep, but I saw it and I'm like, I can't let that drop. I got to get it.
Did you know you had the ball when you came in there and you kind of dived? Did you need the dive there at the end? Or
I mean, I wanted to be safe just in case, but I was like, whatever.
Look good.
Thanks.
After the game, the Lady Cougars were all smiles as they took a team picture to use during the Senior Day celebration next week. The final regular season home game may be the only time some of the Lady Cougars feel a little down this season. Podlesny has been a key part of Hazleton's pitching rotation since she was a freshman.
Oh, I'm definitely sad. I mean, these girls are like my family, so it's going to be different when I go to Wilkes next year, and then I'm not going to really know anybody.
But Dale and the rest of the roster will be there to pick the seniors up, and you can bet by the time of first pitch, it will be business as usual for the upbeat and currently unbeaten in the Wyoming Valley Conference 2016 Lady Cougars. The Lady Cougars opened things up in the bottom of the 5th. They sent 9 people to the plate and scored 5 runs. The inning was highlighted by Mackenzie Urai's RBI triple. Tonight is senior night for the Cougar baseball team as they take on Pittston area, and they'll have some big-time confidence heading into the game. This is our FYI Standard Speaker scoreboard. Hazleton area beat Wyoming Valley West, the Wyoming Valley Conference Division I champ, on Wednesday with no score in the bottom of the 6th. Levon Reynoso hit a 2-run shot, and the Big HA walked away with a big 2-0 win. Colin Stauffer earned the win on the mound. The Cougars will be featured on FYI tomorrow. In the Schuylkill League, Marion beat Shenandoah Valley. Dan Kerr finished a single short of hitting for the cycle for the Colts. North Schuylkill lost to Pottsville in a Schuylkill League Division I battle. Shamogan beat Monoy area in a non-league matchup. At the Schuylkill League track and field meet, Monoy area's Matt Yadsena won the long jump. North Schuylkill's Pat Gownley took gold in the 300 hurdles. Gownley's teammate Jaden Arnzarski won the discus, while Shenandoah Valley's Kyle Gears won the 110 hurdles. Matt Smar, representing Tamaqua, he won the pole vault. At the girls' meet, Tamaqua won gold in 3 events as Morgan Boyle won the pole vault, Monica Shimko took the 800 title, and Kaylee Carroll won the 3200 run. Grace Major of North Schuylkill won the high jump, and Emma Green, also of North Schuylkill, won the discus. Tina Caparell of Marion won the 1,600-meter run, and Monoy area's Samantha Nall took gold in the long jump. To Schuylkill League softball, where Pine Grove won a huge game over Tamaqua, and now the Lady Raiders only lead the Cardinals by a half game in the Division I standings. North Schuylkill beat Jim Thorpe, and Marion blanked Shenandoah Valley. MMI and Monoy area were both shut out. Crestwood beat Hazleton area in lacrosse. The Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Penguins lost Game 5 to the Hershey Bears. Game 6 is set for Friday in Wilkes-Barre Township as the Bears look to close things out. The Rail Riders lost their second straight to the Pawtucket Red Sox. And finally, the Cubs lost a doubleheader to the Padres. Sports is over, but I'll see you soon. Thursday is $1 burger night at Bottlenecks. Get a juicy 4th pound burger for only $1 all night long.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, Berwick's 3rd annual Color Run, the 5K Walk Run Colors for a Cause, will be held Saturday, May 14th at the Berwick Test Track. Registration begins at 10:30 and the run starts at noon. All proceeds benefit Relay for Life, and prizes will be awarded in various age groups. For more information, check out their website, colorsforacause.net. Our next announcement, the Laurel Mall is now seeking candidates for a part-time evening maintenance janitorial position for 32 hours per week. Interested candidates should send resumes to raruso@thelaurelmall.com or call 570-454-2100. Our next announcement, the Simon Kramer Theater Actors Guild of Schuylkill County is presenting Willy Wonka Jr. from May 13th through 15th. The theater is located on Alliance Street in New Philadelphia. For more information, check out their website, agosc.org, or call 570-617-2720. And finally, Healthy Haven Schuylkill Vision and the Schuylkill Haven Recreation Department have teamed up to bring back the Farmers Market to Schuylkill Haven. It will begin Thursday, June 9th and run every Thursday until September from 3 to 7 at the island. For more information, check out havenrec.com. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Louis P. Beischlein, formerly of Jeansville. No local services were announced. The Reed Funeral Home in Canton, Ohio is in charge of arrangements. Robert H. Hinkle of Weatherly. Private arrangements are under the direction of the Philip J. Jeffries Funeral Home. And Lawrence P. Veet of Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Kathleen Zulo of Hazleton. Kathleen, if you're watching, give us a call, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
The world's largest plane is called Maria, and it doesn't fly often, but it will hit the air to deliver a 130-ton generator to Australia from the Czech Republic. The Antonov 225 was originally designed to carry a Soviet Union spacecraft that was like our space shuttle. The Wright brothers could fly their first flight in Maria's cargo hold. That's how big this plane is. This information comes from CNN.com. Well, tomorrow on FYI, we'll wrap up the week with puppies, baseball, and so much more. So we'll see you then. Take it easy, everyone.
Eagle Rock Resort has something for everyone, from family vacations to romantic getaways to work retreats. Eagle Rock Resort offers deluxe accommodations, upscale and casual dining, award-winning golf, spa and fitness facilities, snow skiing, snow tubing, swimming pools, stocked fishing lakes, equestrian center, hiking trails, conference and meeting facilities, real estate opportunities, and much more. Visit Eagle Rock today and experience it for a weekend or for a lifetime.